What's up, movie fans and Netflix bingers? This is the Bros Who Binge podcast. My name is Adam Schubert, and as always, I'm joined by Lyndon Burton. Lyndon, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing well, man. Especially since I got a haircut and I no longer look like a caveman. Doing pretty well. Also excited for the fact that next Thursday, I'm looking at you in the camera, ladies and gentlemen. Next Thursday, we're a week away. Pitch It begins. I'm so excited. You can watch the pre-fight interview for Hastic, for Dan Exclaims, for Shamit, and for Jake. And by the time you guys hear this, my good friend to the left of me gives his commissioner's address for the season. We're here.
Put up my time.
We're here, man.
Yeah, I've understood now why Roger Goodell gets so much flack. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely fun. The pre-interviews, I think, are really crucial to what the league is now this year.
And we gotta have
everyone should go check
too.
those out.
I kind of want to find, like, I know I'm doing them, but I want to find someone who is like an interviewer, like to come and spice like I can spice it up, but I want to still do my like competitive stuff. You know what I mean? So I want to find, if there's any lady out there who listens to this podcast who wants to be involved and wants to be the pre-fight interview and post-fight interview, let us know, because we're taking applications.
Taking applications, yeah, that's a good. We'd be down for that. And if all else fails, we need to get MC Brooklyn.
Yeah, you right. Good idea. You right. He gonna definitely be post-fight. I'm gonna make his ass know he got to be there on Thursday.
Yeah, I feel like Brooklyn would be a good part of any broadcast coverage.
Yeah, facts. No, I'm gonna make sure he's in the room. He'll probably be the third judge if we're being like the backup judge for if the fan vote is ridiculous.
Yeah, we'll see on all that. We're gonna be working through the kinks, but what a match to work through the kinks with a really great prelim and
a good opener and a good headliner. Yeah. That's the thing. The headliner's great, but the opener is just as great with new talent. I'm excited to see all the rookies play. Like, I've been talking so much shit to people like Carl and just getting them ready, Peter, Domo. We got a big league, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's some pressure on some of those people because we've heard them, talk shit. Yeah, so
Has got big pressure on him. Dude said he was gonna 5-0 Dan.
Yeah, which you can't even do. But,
that's my fault because I told him it was the first one to 5 instead of best of 5. But to perfect someone, Schubert, I mean, look, I'm not gonna toot my own horn. I think I'm the best player to ever play this game, and I haven't 5-0'd anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Jake hasn't 5-0'd anybody.
Call it KO'd.
Yeah, a knockout. No one's gotten a knockout. It's hard to get a knockout in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be more. I think we will see knockouts this year. I think people last year, which I guess is kind of behind the scenes. I don't think anyone rigged anything last year, but I feel like we
didn't let anybody get knocked out. We wouldn't let it happen.
But it's but not saying like we didn't let it, like someone it was going to happen all the time.
Yeah.
Like maybe like there was one match or something where we would have gone with something different just to keep it running, but that would have been like really early, and it might have been a match that I was competing in. So
it was only the first match. It was literally the first match we recorded just so we can make sure it was you, Charles.
Well,
and
we had multiple rounds. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we wanted to not be done after 3 rounds.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna beat you in 3, and me and Charles,
like that.
Or Charles, either Charles was gonna beat you in 3, or I was gonna beat you in 3, and Charles was like, nah, bro, we got to keep this going. Like, it was agreed by both of us, but for no match.
But I mean, now it's ruthless. Now we're live. Like,
but just to clarify, like you said, there was never a match that involved someone outside of the network where we did that shit. Like, we are all about integrity. Yeah, the tournament was 100% authentic, but like now there's no question. Like, everything's live.
Yeah, so now it's live. Now there's no question. Now, everything gets more serious, I suppose.
You're no longer competing. You're strictly judge, commissioner.
Yeah.
So, it's gonna be lit. And like, I think it's like movie fights in Schmodown where the commissioners are judge, but also they have whoever's hosting that day to be a judge. Those people can compete, but they're still involved with judging and hosting.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like that's kind of how it's gone with like a lot of the people who have been successful on that. But I just, instead of being successful, I just beat everyone to the jump. So.
you just want to be behind. You just like the behind the scenes of this game. The storylines,
like,
the questions.
I think like writing the questions is probably the most fun.
That's crazy. That's wild. But I'm glad you enjoy it.
Because when you're writing the questions, you're not worried about just like one response. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Every time I write a question, I think of like multiple things that happen. And I think what's really fun about writing questions and then having them read in the game is like when the contestant like takes you somewhere you didn't even think about it when you wrote the question.
The different interpretations, 100%. Well, yeah, man. February 4th, we are here, but back to since this is pitch is no longer on this podcast, we got a lot of good stuff to talk about. A lot of good news dropped this week. I finally watched One Night in Miami, but Your Honor this week. Sadly,
surprises both.
Yeah, I was totally surprised. So. But we got WandaVision, so
yeah. So like, why that random week? I guess I've still never figured that out or what happened with it because like it's just so random. It's not like Showtime is a network cable where football would have bumped it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, anyway. No, for sure. How's your week been going?
It's been going pretty good, man. I've been super excited to talk about some of this stuff because now that we drop at a different point than we usually were dropping, stuff happens and it's been a while. So there's a couple of topics on here today that I've been really itching to talk about with you.
Yeah, man, that's the good thing. That I kind of like that we do it now like this because then it allows us. Yeah, there's still stuff that drops, but it gives us a whole weekend to get all that weekend news and stuff we would normally miss. So, but I'm ready whenever you are, brother.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into this. A lot of good stories. We'll be doing One Night in Miami and WandaVision. And I'm excited to hear Lyndon's points. So
I got some thoughts.
Yeah, let's get started. So let's start with the WB trailer. The WB put out another trailer, this time giving us a little bit more of the movies that are going to be out on HBO Max and in theaters. And man, Lyndon, there was some really surprising stuff that we hadn't seen before, and then more footage of like things like Space Jam.
All I gotta say is
it's really exciting.
What a trailer! Like if these movies aren't good, they know how to hype them up. Because me and we didn't have this on the notes until like 5 minutes before left of pre-pro because I love that.
Because I had seen that it was on HBO Max, but I was like, that's the same one as last week.
Yep, and I was like, I don't know, Shuby, let's check it out. We watch it, and I'm just blown away from seeing things like King Richard with Will Smith doing the Serena Williams movie. Looks fucking great. We got more Judas and the Black Messiah. Not that I needed any. I'm so excited for that movie. That's a front runner right now for the Bros Who Binge Awards for being one of the best movies of the year. We got Suicide Squad footage, which blew. That's going to be the best comic book movie of this year. I don't care about any of the Marvel shit. Like, Suicide Squad is the one, and I'm kind of glad the Batman got pushed back so Suicide Squad could breathe and live, because, man, just seeing, I understand why James Gunn was so blown away by John Cena. Just hearing him, that line that he gave to Idris Elba, and just seeing him so imposing, and even though he has a ridiculous-ass helmet on, he looks menacing.
Yeah, he looks menacing, but he also looks like his character, or like how I would interpret his character to be.
A straight douche.
From what I've heard. So like, I think that he looks incredible. The opening shot that they do in the trailer with the Suicide Squad, that is like in like the snow or something like that looks really cool. You can tell that the tone, or not even the tone, but the vibe of
is different.
The shots are just so much different and so much better and feels so much more professional.
Shots, bang, 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 all that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I feel like some of those scenes are reminding me of like Defy Bloods, like the way it was shot. Like,
but see, that's the thing. It's like the Suicide Squad for all intents and purposes, are special forces op. They're a special operation forces. They're not like Guardians, that this happy-go-lucky team. They're a team that goes in, that does government-funded missions, and if they don't succeed, they get their heads blown off. This feels like The Dirty Dozen. This feels like Inglourious Bastards. I get what you're saying when you're saying it's shot like that. It's shot like a war movie, which it should be. It's a special, like, at the end of the day, it's not a superhero movie. It's a special ops movie.
Yeah, and I feel like that's really coming across with what we've seen in the trailer.
But that's not the only one. Space Jam, that looked good. Like, as much as I'm not excited for the Space Jam movie, that scene looked pretty good.
I don't know.
It looked beautiful. Let me say that. Like, with all those colors and everything.
For a cartoon.
But I just don't understand the virtual player thing. Like, is LeBron gonna beat every NBA that's crazy for him for the theme of this movie to be Mike fought people that took athletes' power. But the thing that you could argue with that is, even though they had the athletes' power, it was still the brains of these aliens who didn't necessarily know how to play basketball. This is like LeBron going inside of 2K and being himself without having the computer simulate. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. I see why some NBA players didn't want to be in there. You're not about to beat me virtually. What's wrong with you, LeBron?
Not only do they want to beat LeBron on the court, they also want to beat him virtually. So
that's crazy, bro. But that looked good. What else was in there? The Hugh Jackman
Mortal
movie.
Kombat.
Thank you. Screw the Hugh Jackman movie. Mortal Kombat looks fucking incredible. Best video game movie ever? Possibly.
Like the stuff that they were showing with like Sonya Blade looked, again, like the tone very professional. Like, looks
Sub-Zero.
like this is like a real movie. But the Sub-Zero stuff where like he's like moving the ice and stuff like that, I was like, oh, okay, like this is not the same Mortal Kombat.
Oh, and they were showing him from behind and the snow was coming on him. It just looked so freaking beautiful. And it's like you said, this is not your parents' 80s Mortal Kombat movie with Johnny Cage looking all crazy. No, this is about to be something fucking special. What else was in that trailer? They had so much stuff in there. We didn't get any new Dune footage because, of course, Denis Villeneuve is pushing for it not to be on HBO Max. No Matrix stuff. But
they did show the Matrix card.
They did. And they showed the Dune card as well. But it was mainly just a lot of Suicide Squad and a lot of Mortal Kombat. And, of course, Godzilla and Kong. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. But, another thing that HBO Max and WB did this week is they announced that a new person was going to take over Harry Potter. And then immediately we hear that a new TV series is going to be in early development at HBO Max. Now, this is what I've been waiting to talk about for a while. I don't know what this could possibly be. There's a lot of different speculations out there, but the big three had talked about how they did not anticipate ever coming back as those characters. So I have a feeling it's not going to be them.
No, I don't think it's going to be them either. It's going to be some other time, but also they said we're getting more Fantastic Beasts television. Like, Fantastic Beasts will be moving to TV, doing like the Marvel thing. That's a rumor right now from Daniel RPK, but it seems like we're going to get multiple Harry Potter TV shows and different time periods inside of the Wizarding world. Now,
here's where I'm coming in with some stuff, really crazy fan theories I've seen on Twitter. The one place that I thought was the most interesting in the Harry Potter book series when we were taken back to James Potter's time
you
at
didn't
Hogwarts.
Think what I was thinking. I got two pitches for you.
So
you're pitching James Potter and Snape.
Well, I also have two. And they both involve Snape. So I have like James Potter, Snape, and then I also have that group a little bit older, where we get young Snape and his fall to the dark side, pretty much.
Death Eaters. Okay. Got you. Yeah. I like both of those. Let's see if you like mine. Something where we follow Victor Crumb's school, but it's not necessarily Victor Crumb, just whatever time period you want, where we follow that school, or pull in what we thought High Republic was going to be with like the first Jedi. Let's go back to Godric Gryffindor, Luino Ravenclaw, all those people, and we see their rises to create Hogwarts.
That's fair.
I would fuck with both of those.
And to go into your first one, what was your first one again?
Following Victor Crumb's school.
Following Victor Crumb's school. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the best time period to do that in would be Cold War.
Yeah, true.
And maybe like there was like a KGB
Offset
Durmstrang unit where like they would like send kids to like
spy on other
America to like
schools
spy on America or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like then you can incorporate the American version of Hogwarts.
Yep.
That everyone speculated about or has talked about. So like I think that would be a good way of like and that's something you could even do when I'm mentioning like the American version. Like you can like spread out and do these different Hogwarts.
Yep, because since we saw Fantastic Beasts and we saw that America has its own entirely different system than London, we could learn about the American side. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're gonna do Harry Potter television, let's explore the worlds, or let's go back in time and see how the world was built.
See, like that's like Harry Potter is facing the same thing that Star Wars is facing. How do you build on the idea of your franchise instead of building on the mainstays of your franchise?
Yeah, true.
So like
same thing with Game of Thrones.
The Game of Thrones, and we'll talk about that pretty much the whole rest of the episode, about what Game of Thrones is trying to do. But yeah, this is Harry Potter being like, hey, we're gonna explore the world, because like now you have this whole opportunity, and I think the video game has a lot to do with this.
Yeah,
where like
true.
They're opening up what Harry Potter could be, because now Harry Potter, the movies has taught you the rules, so we get like what we're getting out of this, like time.
No, 100%.
And just different stories.
And the fact that we're seeing like Marvel showed us we could do it in the movies, and now since everybody's moving to streaming, everybody wants their Game of Thrones television show for the streaming series. And if this works for HBO Max, boy, do they have some heavy hitters.
Definitely.
If this works, this to me puts HBO Max above Disney Plus, and I already have it above Disney Plus right now.
I think it's probably already above Disney Plus right now. I think HBO Max is in the top slot, because if you look at HBO Max in a lot of ways, it has the best originals, gives you all of HBO's content.
Yep.
Gives you all of Cartoon Network. Gives you all of Cartoon Network.
Studio Ghibli, all the classic movies. Yeah.
Classic movies. Like it's already better than like what Netflix is putting out. And the only thing that Netflix has that HBO Max doesn't have is new stuff, just
constantly. Yeah. It's crazy that Warner Brothers put out this trailer, because Netflix is doing the 71 movies a week and Warner Brothers doing the same day release. They're competing right now. I want to see how not Disney Plus responds. I want to see how Amazon responds, because I think in terms of quality, the only one pushing HBO Max is Amazon. So I want to see what Amazon does.
Yeah, I feel like HBO Max is becoming one of the better day-to-day.
Yeah, they have a lot of quality and quantity, whereas Amazon is just quality.
Yeah, where Amazon is like your special Friday nights with your girl. We're watching the good ass
movie or TV show. Yeah. 100%.
Well, let's jump into this Game of Thrones stuff. So a series adaptation of Tales of Dunk and Egg, a prequel to the events of Game of Thrones, is in early development at HBO. The 1 hour show would be based on the series of fantasy novellas by George R.R. Martin, which follow the adventures of Sir Duncan the Tall, aka Dunk, and a young Aegon Targaryen, aka Egg, 90 years prior to the events of A Song of Ice and Fire. And also an animated Game of Thrones series is in early development stages at HBO Max.
Well, look, Daniel RPK said that this is what Game of Thrones and HBO wants. They were so impressed with Disney and how they did The Mandalorian, and how there's this Mandalorian universe now with the Ahsoka show, Rangers. They want Game of Thrones to go the Star Wars direction and have the Game of Thrones HBO universe.
I could see that. So maybe like this would tie into like their new show.
I think Dunk and Egg will tie into the animated, or even the new show is about the Targaryens earlier.
I think the animated is an opportunity for you to extend on what you have already.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. See, because it's interesting. Dunk and Egg is closer to what you have now. That's why I think they tie in with the animated, and you could even do what you said, expand on what you have, but it ties into the OG, whereas the Targaryen show is pre-Aegon. It might lead up to Aegon, but it's pre him. It's like hundreds of years before him.
animated would also be a good opportunity to do a lead up to the series.
Also, it could be a good chance to retcon if you want. But the thing is, I don't know if you can, because I don't know if people, Game of Thrones fans, because Game of Thrones had a lot of fans. Some would watch an animated series, but I don't know if all would.
Yeah, I don't think all would, but I think like you can bank on the some being enough nerds.
Yeah.
That are gonna like watch anything. It's like me with the Star Wars. Like
shit, we both watched that animated series.
You don't bank on people our age watching Rebels, but it happens.
I agree with that 100%, but interested to see with it, and I'm down to see a young Aegon. I wonder if that means, do we see his relationship with Jon Snow's mom?
Probably. I kind of want to read these novellas, honestly. I mean, they sound pretty interesting, and to me, it kind of sounded like a lighter-hearted thing, but
like
of
a
course,
buddy cop series almost.
Sort of, yeah. But I mean, with Aegon Targaryen, I guess it can't be that lighthearted.
That's true. That's very, very true. But next up, we got Gerald McMurray is set to direct The Formula with John Boyega and Robert De Niro attached to star. McMurray will write, direct, and produce the film via his recently formed production company, Buppy Productions. Jane Rosenthal, De Niro, and Barry Welsh will also produce. The story follows a Formula One racing prodigy who's forced to become a getaway driver to save the one family he has left. I'm excited for John Boyega. Good for him working with Robert De Niro. I wonder if this would be very interesting for Robert De Niro to be the cop, and it'll give like a different view of him always being the criminal, and having John Boyega be the criminal getaway driver, and having De Niro be like the cop trying to chase him down. I would really dig that.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing, because I was definitely thinking it would be very Jamie Foxx and Baby Driver-esque, like. So or what Kevin Spacey was in Baby Driver.
You think he's gonna be his boss?
That's what I thought at first, but I think what you're saying makes a lot more sense. Like
it just would be different.
Have De Niro be like his mentor that he grew up with or whatever, and then like he's trying to get him out of the whole
of the life.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm down for it, and just excited that John Boyega gets to, progress his career and get out of this Star Wars rut and, work. This is what I want for guys like him. He's on that list that we always reference of guys who can be the next one. And to be the next one, not only do you have to have blockbusters, but if you want to be special, you got to work with talented directors and talented actors. JDW's doing it amazingly. Working with Zendaya, Malcolm and Marie, did Tenet. Now is doing this David O. Russell film with Christian Bale. Let's go. So I love seeing this from Boyega.
Yeah, I love seeing this from Boyega as well. The thing is, like Gerard McMurray.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
He's only done like that the Black Fraternity movie that was on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you ever saw that.
No, I didn't.
Or heard of it. And he also directed the first Purge. So this is like his big opportunity to work with like some serious actors. We got like De Niro, one of the biggest actors ever, and John Boyega, who probably gave the best performance out of the big three in Star Wars.
Yep.
So with nothing.
Yeah, that's a fact.
All right. Well, that's enough about Mr. Boyega. Even though
solid, great news.
Solid.
I was so happy
when I
news
saw
for
that. Him.
Yeah, you were right. He was the best of the big three.
He was like, there's like honestly scenes that they put on Twitter, and it's like the big like hug of the big three at the end. And Boyega put so much into that.
Yeah, he did.
It's like if you would have given him more, then he would have He would have done it.
And Oscar Isaac didn't get a lot either, so it's like Boyega was definitely the best.
Yeah, he was misused.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get to the trailers. Now, I made a tweet on Sunday. I was like, two old beasts are back at it again this Sunday, and it was Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, and then I put Kong and Godzilla because the trailer was released, and man, I'm actually really excited about it.
Look, all right, I'm gonna say this: I don't want to be fooled again into thinking, yes, we're gonna see the monsters fight. hopefully they learn their lesson, because both Godzilla and Godzilla King of Monsters failed on that front. The difference is Kong actually succeeded, in my opinion, of showing actual monster battles, because we got to see Kong actually fight, whereas in both Godzilla and Godzilla King of Monsters, it was more about Millie Bobby Brown, Bryan Cranston, all these fucking humans that I don't give a shit about. I don't want to see Brian Tyree Henry. I don't care about all these humans. I want to see Kong versus Godzilla. But let me say this. The trailer looked good, but it's not about to be Kong versus Godzilla. It's about to be Kong and Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. Because I don't know if you saw in the trailer, you see Mecha Godzilla multiple times, and they tried to hide it, but they didn't do that good of a job, because when you look at the screen with the Asian man talking to I think Skarsgård, in the background you see the blueprints to Mecha Godzilla.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, bro. And like in the first shot where it's the humans coming out of the subway, when you look up, it looks like a big silver building, but that's not it. It has teeth and everything. That's Mecha Godzilla. We saw him.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, he's in the trailer multiple times. It's not Kong versus Godzilla.
The way that I would think that this movie would go is that would be the big end battle, but you would still get the Kong Godzilla battle.
And let me tell you why. I think it's gonna be Kong being tricked, thinking that thinking that Godzilla is Mecha Godzilla, because Mecha Godzilla can camouflage himself and like send radio waves to mess with like the beast's mind. So like that's how I think it's gonna play out. Like Kong is gonna think Mecha Godzilla is real Godzilla and mess with him. And Godzilla's whole thing is like, I need to get this inanimate object out. But being that Kong antagonizes him, they both battle. But then they realize, wait, we're battling the wrong people, and then they take on Mecha Godzilla.
Wow. But I mean, that, I haven't really been into like any of those Godzilla movies when it was, the normal times and we were going to theaters. But I'd rent this.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna watch
this seems like a very rentable, sit on your couch on the weekend movie.
You already know it's gonna be like BVS. Yeah, you're gonna get Batman versus Superman, but it's not. The two heroes will never really battle themselves. Now, if that was the case, I'd be like, whoa, this is crazy that they're gonna kill, or they're gonna let Kong or Godzilla get their ass beat. That would be wild to me, but they can't do that. They're both the front runners.
No. And it looks like they're gonna give King Kong a lot more heart
and they made him bigger. He's 100% way bigger than he was in the Jack Black movie and in Kong Skull Island.
Had to be.
Yeah, because there was no way he was battling Godzilla without that. And I don't know what that little axe is going to do against the big blue wave of fire. Like, dude was cutting the fire with a normal axe. That shit should have burned.
It should have. It's going to be a ridiculous movie. It's going to be super, super.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, but I just want all the fights. Like, I in my chat.
I wish it was going to be Mothra. I want to see Mothra again.
In the chat on Late Nights with Lynn, a lot of people were getting on my ass because they were like, this is their most anticipated movie. And I was like, y'all's most anticipated movie? What are y'all talking about? But I see now, I see why they're excited about it. Hopefully they're right. But I don't think this is going to be one of the best movies of 2021. I'm more excited for some of the things we talked about in that first trailer. And Raya and the Last Dragon. That looks good.
Let's talk about it. Raya the Last Dragon. I think that you and I I don't think we poo-pooed it.
No.
But I don't really think we've given it a lot of shine. I know that I've seen things about it and I'm like, I don't know if I should report on this.
Let me tell you, we definitely should, because they said that this animated movie on the first cut was rated R. There was blood, there was bones breaking. They had to edit some of that out, but they said this is some of the best fighting, not only in Disney animation. They said it's the best Disney animation fight in any of the Disney movies, but they said it's up there with some of the best animated movies like a Mortal Kombat, like a Batman, with the types of fighting that's going on in this. So if that's the case, I am excited. This looks like Mulan fused with Brave, fused with Moana, all the things I love about all those movies. And it's giving you a samurai.
It kind of made me feel a little bit about Avatar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's giving you this fantasy, Japanese, Chinese, Asian world all fused together in this fantasy realm.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see the kids' movie humor into it, but like you were saying, how the first cut was R. You could totally tell that this was something that took itself really seriously.
Yeah, and that's what I love.
And that's what drew me to that trailer. Like when I started watching this trailer, I was like, I'm going in with my eyes rolled already, and then it just like really takes itself seriously right off the bat.
And isn't that
like, whoa?
Isn't it crazy that they accomplish what we wanted Mulan to be in this animated movie? Like, that blows my mind that Disney allowed this to be made, but couldn't comprehend that's what you need to do with Mulan.
I think like they didn't do it with Mulan because they were doing it with this.
Also love that the dragon is not a typical American Western England dragon. It's a Chinese dragon that walks on clouds. I love that because I'm big into One Piece right now. And well, you know One Piece, but you haven't met Kaido yet. But Kaido's a Chinese dragon that walks on clouds. And I think that's awesome. Shinron's another version of that. Like, there's in Chinese and Japanese mythologies, dragons don't have wings. They run on cloud. They create little clouds and run on them. So I think that's pretty dope that this is that type of dragon we're getting.
Yeah, and I feel like Awkwafina is definitely going to be a good voice for it, and she's going to bring in a lot of comedy, and you know, hasn't been in a lot of things that I don't feel like she's missed. So
yeah, and that's true.
I think that's and who's playing the main character in that change up? Wasn't it supposed to be Kelly Marie Tran? And then
I think so. I know Benedict Wong is playing her friend, which I
no, it is Kelly Marie Tran. Okay.
Yeah.
So Kelly Marie Tran's the main character, and you know, Alan Tudyk, Gemma Chan, Awkwafina,
and my
Daniel
boy,
Day Kim, Sandra Oh,
Benedict Wong.
Yeah, Benedict Wong. So strong cast, very strong cast.
Very strong cast. Who's Alan Tudyk playing? Oh, he's playing Tuk Tuk. I'm guessing that's the villain or something.
It's probably somebody who makes like obscure noises.
Oh, a small person. Yeah, you're right. I'm also interested. This is great for ladies and diversity because it's looking like the main villain is like some other queen, and we're gonna get some Kill Bill like queen battle. So I'm down for all of that. This, like I said, Kong and Godzilla trailer was cool, but this is my favorite trailer that was released this week that really blew my socks off.
Yeah, and I actually feel like Kong and Godzilla actually was the third coolest trailer because The Courier, I felt, was a really interesting.
True. And honestly, I can say it was fourth behind our little comics trailer that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But The Courier, man, it's like James Bond meets Real World. It gave me vibes of James Bond. It gave me vibes of, I don't know if you remember that Tom Hanks movie where he was an American lawyer working for the CIA, doing shit in Russia. Give me vibes of that. Bridge of Spies or whatever.
Oh, Tinker Tailor Bridge, Soldier Spy.
Yeah, all of that shit. So The Courier looked good.
No, that's a good analogy. I feel like it's very similar to that. When it was trying to tell us that it was like its own, you know, James Bond. I don't know if it's gonna go that far, but I think it's a really good. I feel like that was the wrong way to advertise it, but everything else in the trailer was really interesting.
No, I agree 1000%. And I told you to put this in here because there's a new comic called Nottingham coming, and I know this isn't comic talk, but I feel like this could be made into a television series very easily. It's a rendition of Robin Hood where we're following the sheriff of Nottingham trying to solve these serial killer murders where the Merry Men is this cult, and they follow this guy called the Hood, and they basically slice like the lips into a smile of all these different royal and stuff. The trailer blew me away. I was like, I got to read this ASAP.
Yeah, it seemed pretty crazy. Like at first I didn't really understand that was what was going on until at the very end where they're talking about Robin Hood and Merry Men. I was like, wait, no, this is what we're talking about. Because at first Nottingham, I don't know why it didn't register with me at first, but it's super, super interesting take. And I feel like what you were saying off air, that this could definitely be something that we could see on the screen.
HBO or Amazon need to pick this up ASAP. This is everybody always wants to do a Robin Hood King Arthur, and it's always like, this would be a great Robin Hood thing to adapt.
I feel like what I felt like Joker was going to bring in to a new era of filmmaking and storytelling was the telling of the story from the bad guy's perspective.
Yeah, and this is that.
Yeah.
100%. I'm so excited for this. But that's all I got on Nottingham. Also, real quick, just wanted to say, for those out there, me and Schubert talked about Batman. I think it's Batman and the Last Dragon in the, I think whatever the new Batman.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever the new Batman animated movie is, it's incredible.
Okay.
It's incredible. Hold on, I'm about to give you the name of it right now. It is Batman and Soul of the Dragon. Schubert, that's one of the best animated Batman movies we had in a long time. It is great.
Well, like, isn't it like an Elseworld story?
Yeah, it's an Elseworld story but it's like, it's doing like the 70s blaxploitation kung fu movie cop thing. They're doing that theme, but making it Batman, and it just works so freaking well and has so much heart, and is just overall a 10 out of 10. Like, just a great animated movie. So that's something people should check out.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it. Where can we watch it?
You'd have to rent it right now. It's all on like YouTube to rent, Google Play, Vudu, Amazon, iTunes. It's not on HBO Max streaming yet, but I'm sure it'll be on there by the end of the year.
For sure.
They got to make their money first, because it deserves it.
But jumping into what Netflix has got going on, I think this is a really interesting story for you, Lyndon. Ooh. Netflix and Legendary Television are expanding the globally famed universes of Legendary Skull Island and Square Enix's Tomb Raider for 2 new Japanese-style animation shows.
Let's go.
The plot for Skull Island follows shipwrecked characters desperate to survive the most dangerous place on Earth, the island that is home to colossal monsters, including the iconic Mega Primatis Kong.
I think this is going to be better than Godzilla versus Kong. I'm telling you right now. They can go full force at it. We don't have to get no human shit, just straight battles. And this is going to be awesome. I love that anime is such a big genre now, to where American studios are forced to acknowledge it and give us adult animation. We're finally at that era that we've been clamoring for forever. This is amazing news. I think both Tomb Raider and Kong Skull Island will work incredibly.
From what I'm hearing with Tomb Raider is that it's going to follow close to the video game.
Let's go. Perfect.
That we played with growing up, which I think was definitely a strong move. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do. The only thing that I guess what I think I'm most interested in is seeing Japanese style animation for American franchises.
And they've already put on, they have the rights right now to the X-Men anime, the Wolverine anime. So they're showing you these different Americanized properties in anime form. And plus, we're getting the Witcher anime movie like in a couple of weeks. So this is a bag that if Netflix does well, I want to see HBO do it. And they've been talking about it with the Game of Thrones animated series. So they're just showing you that adult animation works. And we're going to talk about an Amazon story.
And, Star Wars has got what they're coming with too.
With Star Wars Visions.
Visions.
So all these studios are realizing how big anime is. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
And speaking of Tomb Raider, Misha Green, who was the writer for Lovecraft Country,
for her.
She's going to direct Tomb Raider 2.
She deserves it, man. Look, if Lovecraft Country showed me anything, this lady knows how to make an Indiana Jones style epic adventure movie with horror elements. And I think this Tomb Raider has a shot to be one of the best Tomb Raiders ever, because Misha Green shows she understands the genre very well.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that take. I feel like the Tomb Raider 1 was not a very good movie. No. The Angelina Jolie's are very suspect. The games were better.
Yes. And if you remember the episode of Lovecraft where we were talking, where they went underground into the water and they had to solve all the puzzles and whatnot. That's so Indiana Jones Tomb Raider-esque. Like this lady will be perfect for this.
Yeah, I think it could be really cool because Tomb Raider doesn't necessarily need to follow too much of what's been going on in the past.
No,
you just really need to show a good adventure thing here.
Pretty much. Pick a relic of real life, like a Holy Grail, that type of relic, and let her go raid the tomb. Like, simple enough.
Let her raid the tomb. Like, I don't care about anything outside the tomb.
Simple enough. And I think Misha Green understands that, so I'm excited for that. Next up, this is big news. We're reviewing this. I don't care. Schubert, this is going to be on the review slate. Like, we're doing this. This is the next one after WandaVision. Amazon has set a premiere date for Robert Kirkman's adult animated series Invincible, the hour-long series. Hour-long, yes!
Hour-long.
Hour fucking long. Fuck yes. From The Walking Dead creator will premiere Friday, March 26, 2021, exclusively on Prime Video in more than 240 countries. The first 3 episodes of season 1 will premiere on March 26th, and then, of course, they're going to do 1 episode available each Friday following, culminating in a series finale on April 30th. Also, Kirkman announced that, of course, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg are still making the Invincible live action movie. So Seth Rogen shows that him and Evan Goldberg can do independent comic stuff, and I'm sure it's going to be an Amazon movie. I'm excited for the movie, but I'm more excited for the adult animated series. And let me preface this. Invincible is not going to be your Spider-Man TV show that's on Disney XD. It's not going to be, even though Young Justice has dark aspects, it's not going to be that. This is going to be the boys level blood and gore. This is going to be intense. This is going to be incredible. And this is up for, I'm calling it now. I already told you that I believe Suicide Squad will be the best comic book movie of the year. And I think it's going to be one of the front runners for the Bros Who Binge Awards. This TV show will be the front runner for best television show of the year. I know it will be. That's how good the fucking comic is. It's just animated. It's going to be best animated easy, but I'm talking overall with live action included. That's how good this story is.
Yikes.
We should be excited.
Yeah, I remember seeing a little bit, and they even did show this week a little bit
and
of
Jake
the
pitched
first
this
episode.
And pitched it in one of his matches.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he did.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah, I think this is going to be a super exciting. Steve Yeun, they got a really strong voice cast. J.K. Simmons,
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, yeah.
This is going to be great. J.K. Simmons is the dad. I'm pretty sure Mark Hamill's the villain, which I love. I'm pretty sure there's some other like big people.
Yeah, it's a big list.
Seth Rogen's in it. Like they got Jason Mantzoukas, Walton Goggins, Gillian Jacobs, Sandra Oh, Zazie Beetz, Andrew Reynolds, Zachary Quinto, like names. Mahershala Ali, John Hamm, Ezra Miller. Oh my gosh. Jonathan Groff, Clancy Brown, John Hamm, Lauren Cohen. The list goes on, man. This is what a cast.
Yeah, it's an unreal cast. So you can only imagine the series is going to be pretty exciting, and there's just a lot of hype behind it, not just the hype that you're giving it. So,
so
I'm ready. I'm ready for it to come out. I've been ready for it to come out.
I'm just telling you, man. We will. This is something that we are 100% reviewing. Come whatchamacallit. Come whenever this drops.
March 26th.
Yeah, March 26th. This is going to be on the list, like 150 million%. But next up, we got Journey Turner Smith from Queen and Slim and Night Flyers has been tapped as the lead in Netflix 6-part live-action limited series The Witcher Blood Origins, a prequel to the streamer's hit series The Witcher, set in the Elven world 1,200 years before the world of The Witcher. Blood Origin will tell a story lost to time, the creation of the first prototype Witcher, and the events that lead to the pivotal conjunction of spheres when the worlds of monsters, men, and elves merge to become one. Turner Smith will play Ellie, an elite warrior blessed with the voice of a goddess who left her clan in position as Queen's guardian to follow her heart as a nomadic musician. A grand reckoning on the content forces her to return to the way of the blade in her quest for vengeance and redemption. I mean, look, it could be cool. I need to see more from it. I know they're giving us so much Witcher content these days where I just want season 2 of Henry Cavill's show, but good for the Jodie Turner Smith. I'll watch it. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it sounds interesting to me, and I like that it's limited series.
Yeah, don't need a whole sprawling event.
Yeah, so yeah. I'd probably 100% watch this.
I agree 100%. Next up, we got Skydance Media is looking to relaunch and reimagine the successful Spy Kids franchise along Spyglass Media Group and creator Robert Rodriguez. Rodriguez will return to write and direct the next film, which will revolve around the activities of a multicultural family. Look, after the success of his last movie of rebooting Shark Boy and Lava Girl to this new thing, I knew it was only a matter of time before Spy Kids came back, especially after hearing his comments on how he, as much as he loves making these Westerns and these dark live action movies for adults, he loves making kids movies.
Boba Fett series.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He'll give one to adults, do two for kids, because he loves making family movies and giving kids interesting concepts. So
now I would push back that his Boba Fett thing is a good way to mold it too, that he's found.
Yeah,
because he was talking about how his kids helped him figure out what to shoot for that Mandalorian episode.
But you know, I still think that's the desperado Once Upon a Time in Mexico writer doing his thing. Like Boba Fett fits him, but you know, as much as he wants to give credit to his kids, he knows that's his bag.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it would be out of all in a world of reboots, I feel like now would be a good time to reboot Spy Kids.
Yeah,
you know, to
better technology.
You got way better technology. You can do
because
a lot more with
it. Those movies they didn't age well.
No, they didn't age well, and it wasn't Robert Rodriguez's fault.
No, it's just the CGI.
The story, because the story is good. It's just the CGI so bad.
Like when you look at Fleck and all the different the thumbs, and my girlfriend put it on. It was on live TV, and she put it on just to see it, and we were watching. She was like, I don't remember it being like this. I was like, yeah, it's pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
But as kids, you love that shit. Like, I'll never forget the scene where Junie and I forget her name, but I just know Junie. When they Junie and Carmen figure out that their parents are spies, and they go to the safe house, and there's all the money, and you put the bag in the microwave, and it turns into McDonald's. Like, all of that shit was so cool as a kid, and I always wanted that. So I feel like there's a place for this, and kids will love this.
I feel like it's a one-way, because I haven't heard any way that they're going to be doing this in any capacity, but it almost gives us our codename Kids Next Door we've always wanted. And I feel like now they could do that a little bit more than they could back then. Also,
got to attribute Robert Rodriguez, because maybe this is why me and you love Spy, Bounty Hunter, this type of show. Like, maybe this is why I'm so intrigued with dad movies, because this is technically a dad movie, but in kid form.
Now, what would be really interesting with like the Spy Kids franchise would be if they created it within the world that they've already created.
Oh, with the superheroes?
No, not with the superheroes,
with
like
Junie
with
I think it's gonna be in. I think it's gonna be in that world. I don't want Junie or them to be the family. I want them to be like the president.
The whole point of the Spy Kids at first was that the kids weren't involved, and now this one I want them to be involved, and I want like that whole Spy Kids organization to have, really grown, and like
Junie should be the commissioner, him or Carmen. One of them should be like.
Well, they can't because they're not kids.
No. I'm saying, like, you know how George Clooney or the parents were like the leaders of the organization, the spy organization. That's what I want Junie and Carmen to be like, and follow a new family.
For sure.
So, but I'm good for Robert Rodriguez.
Now we'll move into a kind of an interesting story, a television adaptation of The Great Gatsby, one of my favorite book report books of all time.
I was about to say, it didn't sound like you were interested in this by the way that you said you started it off.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not interested in it. It's definitely, when you first hear the story, you hear Great Gatsby TV series in the works. But then you read more into the story. So they're going to develop a single season dramatic event series based on F. Scott Fitzgerald iconic novel. But the event series is described as a reimagining of Fitzgerald's 1925 novel, which delves into New York's African-American community of the time and the vibrant musical subculture developing in the 1920s. They brought in some professors of English and comparative literature and African-American studies from Columbia to be consulting producers to kind of really build in that time period. And the series will explore the hidden lives of its characters through the modern lens of a fractured American dream, while also capturing the full majesty of Fitzgerald's timeless vision.
All right, I'm kind of interested in this. It's a big if. Let me see. I need to Google when the Harlem Renaissance was, because if they take stuff like Langston Hughes and like that Harlem Renaissance, roaring 20s jazz, like that era with just Black culture, I think it could be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I'm wondering like what they're going to be meaning by all of that.
Yeah. Okay, wait.
Like,
the Harlem Renaissance began in the 1920s. Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah. So like, my thought process on this is that they're going to focus in on a lot of things outside of the main people we've known from the book, and the book stuff will be happening, and these people's lives will be happening too. Like,
Okay. See, I thought
like
they were gonna make it to where black people are Gatsby and like instead of having.
See, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I'm trying to figure out if that's what they're trying to do, or if they're trying to do what I said. Where
See, I like what you said.
I think either would work fine.
Yeah. And then if you do it to where you make it, see, if you do it to where you make it black people, I wouldn't want it to be Jay Gatsby. I want you to name it something else, but use it as like a I guess like a foundation, instead of making him like this recluse Bruce Wayne billionaire. Make him like this he could still be like this party mainstay person, but make him like a jazz player or a poet,
jazz club owner.
Yeah, something like that. Like make him like a speakeasy owner. Yeah, exactly. And like he plays the piano in his spare time. Like he's just, and he makes beautiful Harlem poetry and art. Like he's just he's a Renaissance man essentially. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I think you could either do it either way we've said, because like from my thing that I had said, it would be like everything's going on with the main group, but we explore more of what was going on with the people around them.
Yeah,
which elsewhere. Is not something that's or elsewhere.
Because it would have to be a different part of the city, because they're in like Long Island or Manhattan or something.
But then like my pushback, where it leans more to what you're saying, is then why is it called Gatsby? Or like why is it like called a Gatsby series then?
Yeah, why is it called the Great Gatsby again? You know?
Yeah, that's I think it's more like what you're saying.
Yeah, doing that Bridgerton style, you know, making it to where it's a little different. But I still think you can
Bridgerton addressed why it was like that.
No, true, but I haven't watched it. But I'm just saying, I feel like instead of making it to where black people are like the quote unquote in power, no, I want to keep it to where it's the Harlem Renaissance and there's still segregation and all of that. But there's this rich ultimate black dude who is like in like the upper echelon of like black culture, and seeing how he has to deal with that.
Yeah, for sure. I think that would be interesting.
And I think it just all depends on the team working on it and the lead actor who's going to be Gatsby. Who would you, out of like all the young black actors, who would you want to be Gatsby? Depending on the studio where it goes, for me. See, if this is like HBO.
Well, the studio is A&E Studios and ITV Studios.
Oh, so it's British television?
Yeah, the guy who did it the guy who is writing this is the same guy who wrote Vikings and The Tudors.
So where would it premiere? Is my question. Like, that's what I mean. What's the streaming service?
I don't think it has one.
Okay, so if this could be HBO, because The Tudors was on Showtime, like if this could be on like HBO Showtime, then we could get big name actors. And if that's the case, shit, Gatsby should be anybody. Gatsby should either be Boyega, Michael B. Jordan, JDW. Like Gatsby needs to be one of those guys.
Yeah, because
not
of
Mahershala
Lovecraft.
Ali.
Because of Lovecraft, I think of like Jonathan Majors too.
I like that too. See, actually, let me go backwards at you. Make Jonathan Majors, just because he looks a little more gruff, or a little, not necessarily the pretty boy aesthetic of what you think of Gatsby, being that you think Gatsby's like Leo. Make him
be the other guy.
Yeah, Jay. I think he'd be a great Jay.
We're not Jay. What's his name?
Oh, it's not Jay. You're right. It's fuck. I'm looking this up right now. I cannot not look this up.
Yeah, because
it is.
Man. What is that dude's name?
Nick Carraway.
Nick Carraway.
Yeah, make Jonathan Majors Nick Carraway, and then get whatchamacallit from Moon Knight, my boy from Predator, make him Tom Buchanan, or Sterling Brown as Tom Buchanan, the villain. Like make Sterling Brown as this other rich elite guy who Gatsby's banging his wife.
I feel like he could do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like make Sterling K. Brown him, Jonathan Majors, Nick Carraway, and then who do you? Because see, since Sterling Brown's such a good actor, I think it has to be JDW. John David Washington is Jay Gatsby. Michael B. Jordan's not a good enough actor to be Jay Gatsby. in my opinion.
Damn.
Michael B. Jordan could either be Tom Buchanan or Nick Carraway, but he has the face to be Gatsby. I just feel when you're talking about Sterling K. Brown, Jonathan Majors, and John David Washington, to me, they're a tier above Michael B. Jordan in terms of skill.
I feel like casting the women is going to be pretty big too, because do you keep reusing some of the same old?
No, you got to do someone new. You got to see.
Because like I feel like the same names. I feel like the same names are going to be popping up.
Like, who would you say? Who do you think they would do as Daisy Buchanan? Because I have some ideas.
Daisy is the
main
Gatsby girl.
Yeah, is the girl that's Gatsby's girl and Tom Buchanan's wife.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like one of them would be Tessa Thompson.
Ooh, see, okay, I didn't think of her. All right, let's all right, so you got Tessa Thompson. This is the names that came to me. First name that came to my mind was Zazie Beetz.
Oh, that was the second name that came to mind.
Second name that came to my mind was Lupita Nyong'o.
Huh?
Because I would love like a chocolate woman, just because, like, you know, she could be any color, and I think she would be great. Lupita Nyong'o was my second name. Now, if I'm going into third, oh man, this is tough because I want to give like diversity in the names, because you're right. Right now we're pretty basic in terms of our names. I have a question for you. Is Ruth Negga too old?
Yeah.
Damn, because I would have said Ruth Negga. Well, then my girl Journey.
Yeah, I feel like it's a shame, because I feel like those are like the big.
But notice we didn't say we didn't say Zendaya, or we didn't say Zoe Kravitz.
I wasn't thinking.
I don't think either of them should be it.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that Zendaya or Zoe Kravitz would do this.
No.
But you know those casting directors are trying to cast her as Daisy. They'd be like, "Oh, Zendaya as Daisy? That just makes so much sense."
Man, I just think Ruth Negga would be incredible as Daisy. But you're right, she is a little too old. I'm trying to think of some other just actresses. I'm looking at like a list of them, of Black actresses. Amber. Well, no, she's not that good of an actress. Never mind. Yeah, actually, who would be pretty interesting? Okay. Have you seen The Hate You Give?
No.
Oh, Amanda Stenberg. She's a great actress. She's beautiful. I think she could pull it off. But you're right. If I'm gonna be honest with myself, it's either gonna be my girl, Zazie Beetz, Lupita Nyong'o, Journey Smollett Bell, or Tessa Thompson. It's gonna be one of those. What you're talking about. Amanda Steinberg would be great.
Yeah. She is the chick who played Rue in the Hunger Games.
Yeah, and there's also people like Amber Stevens West, the Ice Cube's daughter in 22 Jump Street. Just don't think she's a good enough actress to do it.
I feel like she might be too old.
She might. Alexandra Shipp from X-Men Apocalypse. Like Candace Patton,
I feel like the ages also will depend on the main actor. Characters too. Because like if John David's doing it, I feel like you can give it to someone who's a little bit older.
You can go old. That's why it could be Lupita, or it could be Tessa, or it could be Journey. He fits all those ages.
Yeah.
Dazi, because I mean he's doing a movie with Zendaya. He did get a little pushback from woke media, but Zendaya was like, nah, bro, it's cool. Nah, bro, that was so dumb that they were upset about. Like Zendaya's not a 20-something-year-old woman. Like that's let's not act like that's not happening in real world situations. Like there are old women being with young men and old men being with young women. That's just life. Now, if she was under 18, woke media, I'm with y'all. I'm in woke media, but she's over 21. So like,
yeah, she's not Apollonia.
Oh, watch our Godfather run it back, which will be dropping this week. But all right, yeah. Crazy. We went in a whole casting thing with this. This was a good topic. So interesting.
Before its Sundance Film Festival premiere, Japanese director Sono's action adventure feature Prisoners of the Ghostland has been snapped up by AMC Networks. Prisoners of the Ghostland, written by Aaron Hendry, is set in the treacherous frontier city of Samurai Town.
Oh my gosh!
Where a ruthless bank robber, Nick Cage, is sprung from jail by wealthy warlord, the Governor, whose adopted granddaughter, Bernice, has gone missing. The Governor offers the prisoner his freedom in exchange for retrieving the runaway. Strapped into a leather suit that will self-destruct within 3 days, the bandit sets off on a journey to find the young woman and his own path to redemption.
Look, Schubert, you've been putting
The
stories in here that are in my bag. The Cage-a-sons. I'm here for it. I hope he uses a sword. Like, let's use swords. It's because it's like she wears a suit and a lot from the synopsis. I'm thinking like not Japan. I'm thinking like cyber Japan. Like, I know they're probably not going to do this. I think it's either going to be a Western or like cyber Japan.
Look at the pictures.
Oh, there's pictures. Oh, oh, you should have told me.
Look at the pictures because like it is modern-ish looking.
Oh, what? Okay, Prisoners of Ghostland. Like how modern is you talk? Oh, crap. Wait, what's going on? The Cage-a-sons.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is like I don't want to say Looper time. Like it looks kind of sci-fi, like with the stuff around their neck.
That's the self-destructing leather jacket.
Okay. I'm interested in this. I thought one thing at one point, but now it's something completely different. Okay. I'm still interested in this.
Yes.
You saw where I was going. I'm thinking like samurai, cyberpunk, like let's get it. Like, but still, Cage-a-sons. I'm down for it.
All right. The next story is that Jim Gaffigan is going to be set to play the role of Mr. Smee in Disney's live-action Peter Pan and Wendy, alongside previously announced Captain Hook Jude Law.
Which is so weird. Jim Gaffigan, great casting, but Jude Law's Hook, weird.
That makes so much sense to me.
You think it makes sense?
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like when he got cast in the role, I was like, okay, I understand.
It's weird to me, but you may be right. But cool, good for Jim Gaffigan. Next up, we got in an interview with Collider's Frosty Steve Weintraub, Billy Crystal confirmed that Monsters at Work is indeed a series of episodes that he and John Goodman will be back as monsters, Mike and Sully, and it's confirmed when the show is set. The show is set when John Goodman and I are Sully and Mike. The show time-wise starts 6 months after Monsters, Inc. ended. So now we're on the laugh floor. We've created all new young, great characters with some great voice actors. John and I are reprising our roles. It's been 20 years, and that movie looked amazing 20 years ago. It's coming up to the 20th anniversary, I believe, in September. So it's fantastic looking. It's hilarious, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. This could be cool. This is something that Disney Plus needs.
Yeah, I feel like this is a good show that needs a continuation. Like, you know how some of those other shows, like the Lilo and Stitch series,
it didn't need
I feel like
but I liked it though.
But no, what I was gonna say was that in a positive was that I felt like I like the property more so because it extended.
Okay, I get what you're saying, because learning about all those different monsters. Yeah. That was fire.
Like what Monsters University did was like beautiful because like it didn't take away from what the first movie did, and it did its own thing, and it grew with it has its own great genius marketing.
Yeah.
But I think that this series is one that all the people who are in their 20s are going to watch because they've been watching Monsters Inc. for 20 years now.
Yep.
And then the kids are going to like it too. I mean, I think that it's one of the perfect things to try and approach as an animated series for Disney Plus.
No, I agree with that. And I know I said the Lilo and Stitch thing. I don't agree with that. I was just throwing things out there, but I do think the Lilo and Stitch series was good because I like learning about Stitch's brothers and stuff. I think some of these movie shows work, like that one, like the Aladdin TV show, like the Hercules TV
Timon and
show.
Pumbaa.
See, that's where I was going to push back. Like, I think the Timon and Pumbaa TV show, man. I think like the Cars TV stuff, man. But this is needed. Like, if they do this, I kind of want to see an Incredibles TV show. It's time. It is time. It is time. It is time. And let's age up the characters. Let's age them up. Let's get Jack
or get away from the family.
Something. But I wouldn't mind seeing Dash in high school, being a senior, Violet getting out of college, Jack being in middle school, and having the parents retire, and it's now Jack and Violet leading the family.
Yeah.
something, but we need
I think that's another 20 years.
Or like you said, get away from the family and learn about some other superheroes in the world.
That could especially work after the way Incredibles 2 ended.
Facts. So we need that. But something that I'm ecstatic for, because I believe, let me Google this real quick before I say the news. I need to make sure Leonardo DiCaprio is playing the what I'm thinking. Okay. He is okay. Okay, he is. So Martin Scorsese, this has been set in works for forever. The Devil in the White City. It was supposed to be a movie by Leo's production company and Leo starring as the main guy. Well, now it's been reported that Leo is not only the lead actor, but we're getting a Martin Scorsese directing it, and it's going to be a TV series on Hulu. Basically, if you don't know what Devil in the White City is, it's a famous book, but it's about an architect who works to build up the 1893 World's Fair, while the serial killer H.H. Holmes uses the fair to kill and attract women, and they need to figure out what is going. Like it's a mystery. It's a noir murder mystery with serial killers, and I'm all into this. L.A. Confidential vibes so much, and it's gonna be straight up amazing, and it's gonna be in Chicago. Just like I said, in that like LA Confidential early America, pre like big buildings. Like this is like what time period I can compare this to? It's like post Civil War, getting into like almost like Great Depression era, almost like shit's gonna be intense.
Yeah, when I think of this, the first thing I think about is the one show that one of my favorites ever, Timeless, did an episode about H&H Holmes. And so like I think it's the kind of stuff that he did to people is crazy. Ruthless.
Is Leo gonna be H&H Holmes?
Bro, it's like Saw, dude.
Oh,
like,
real.
He would like suffocate people in random rooms, or like, give them like saw tools or whatever.
Oh, like, shit, Leo is H.H. Holmes. He's not the other guy. Oh, I thought he was gonna be the detective.
That's even he's crazy. Gonna be the killer.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be amazing. I feel like this is gonna be Taxi Driver meets Gangs of New York meets like this is gonna be amazing.
American Psycho.
Yeah. This is gonna be intense. Oh man, this is gonna be great. I'm excited for this. Hulu.
What's the movie where Javier Bardem is like nailing people's
No Country head? For Old Men?
Bad.
Yeah. Oh man, isn't it crazy that this is going to Hulu? This feels so HBO Amazon.
Hulu needs it.
Disney must have paid a lot of money for that, because this is Disney. This is not Hulu. This is Disney adult streaming series or adult streaming service.
Hey, I mean, Hulu had to show some life sometime.
They did. Big get. But next up, according to Giant Freaking Robot, who their scoops have panned out in the past, they have been accurate sometimes. Apparently they're reporting that Marvel wants to keep John Bernthal and do some sort of reboot in it. We're not sure whether it's going to be big screen or small screen, but they want to do another Punisher story and bring him into the MCU. I think this could be incredible. And this also leads to my theory about us getting Marvel Knights: Blade, Punisher, Moon Knight, Daredevil. That's the adult team.
I think that's definitely happened. I think Punisher, for some reason, really is a cult character. Like, there's so much Punisher gear out in the world, and
he's a top 5 Marvel character in terms of popularity. It has to be Spider-Man, Wolverine, him. Like, those are Marvel's most popular characters, in my opinion.
Yeah, he said Spider-Man, Wolverine, and him.
Spider-Man, Wolverine, and him, and like Deadpool.
I would say, like, merchandise wise, you do see a lot of Captain America stuff.
Yeah,
be it real.
Yeah, that's true. I'm talking like all time with comics though, but you're right. Cap's pretty. I would put Cap as like 5. It would be like the 5 would be Spider-Man 1, Wolverine 2, Punisher 3, Cap 4, Deadpool 5, because Deadpool came on a little bit later, but Deadpool's way more popular than Iron Man. So
no, it's true. So, and I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Punisher stuff, and
same.
I I would more so like to see it done in a movie, but I don't feel like a movie was what would fit the MCU.
Nope. And I'm excited that we're about to get comic book accurate Punisher. So now we can see him interact with, the New York crew. And that's why I think we're getting Marvel Knights. I feel like that's going to be the New York street level Kingpin. We may even see Tom Holland Spider-Man make an appearance, but not as I just don't know. They might wait till he goes to college for that, but that's something that can happen in the future.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
and something that if they transition in the Spider-Mans that Tom Holland can continue to do in a different way.
Yep. And I agree. And then that gives a perfect spot for Daredevil. It gives Moon Knight a team.
Well, and we know that Daredevil's going to be back, so.
Yep. And then now you got Mahershala Ali as Blade, and all of these people have ties to Kingpin. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Next up, we got, despite COVID-19 restrictions, Screen Daily has reported that Matt Reeves' reboot of The Batman will be finished filming in March. The site also reported that after that, Andy Muschietti's Flash movie will set to begin filming on April 26th. So The Batman will be done by the end of March. And right after that, The Flash is filming. We're getting The Batman. Schubert, does this excite you? That means a trailer this summer, Comic-Con.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm ready for The Batman. I think DC probably has the most anticipated movies coming up.
Yeah.
Like Suicide Squad, The Batman, Flash.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're the most anticipated superhero movies besides Spider-Man 3.
Against them is Black Widow, which is never coming out.
Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3.
That's the only most I would say in terms of.
It's not Eternals.
I'd say in terms of anticipation.
Shang-Chi.
Yep. I'd say it goes Batman 1, Suicide Squad. Actually, no, I'm being honest. Batman 1, Spider-Man 3, 2, Suicide Squad, Flash, then Shang-Chi. Because people want to know what they're going to do with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. After they took all of Flash's thunder with multiverse, getting Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton, they turned it to 10 with having all the old Spider-Man come back.
Yeah, they knew that it was coming, so they had to jump in and do it real quick. But we'll see how it goes. The Spider-Man one, I'm really concerned about because I feel like they're just throwing too much at the wall.
Don't like that William Dafoe is going to be in it. He's dead.
Yeah.
Don't like that Doc Ock Alfred Molina's in it. He's dead. But his is a little more questionable because he fell to the bottom of the ocean. He could have survived. But William Dafoe got pierced with his glider in his heart.
Yeah.
Dude's dead. So that worries me about Spider-Man. But, whatever. But that's all I got on this one, Shuby.
All right. So Kevin Hart's True Story is going to be a Netflix limited series in the vein of The Young Rock.
So this is the log line. A tour stop in Kid's hometown of Philadelphia becomes a matter of life and death for one of the most famous comedians when the consequences of a lost evening of his wayward older brother threatens to destroy everything he's built. This is weird. This sounds weird.
Yeah, this doesn't sound very good, man. I'm probably not going to watch this.
It sounds way different than Young Rock. I thought it was going to be. That's why I told you. I thought it was going to be like that. But that log line, weird. Kevin Hart's trying to go serious because he's doing Borderlands. And the log line to Borderlands is Kevin Hart like you've never seen him before.
Yeah. So I guess it is going to be dramatic.
Dark. Yeah, and dramatic. Weird.
Whatever. I
got to see a trailer for all of this.
Speaking of Young Rock, though, did you hear that part of Young Rock is that it's the year 2032 and he's running for president?
Yeah, I saw that. Does that mean The Rock's going to run for
president? What the heck is the show?
In 2032? Is that what that means?
No, that's not what it means. But for me, I just keep wondering, what is this show? How is it Young Rock if it's 2032 and he's running for president?
They're showing flat.
He's reminiscing?
I feel like
he's at a speech?
I feel like it's going to be like This Is Us. You know how This Is Us shows flashbacks to childhood, present day, future. And This Is Us is told through multiple levels of story, multiple threads of time.
Well, this is not Us. This is Young Rock. So just stick to one thing.
I agree. I'm not mad at it, but crazy. I did hear that.
Anyway, The next up, we got like some release changes. So Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho is supposed to come out now on October 22nd of this year. James Bond now moves back farther to October 8th. Not coming out. Ghostbusters will now be on November 11th. Who cares? Uncharted, February 11th, 2022. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
The Kingsman moved back again, which is making I'm so scared for that movie now. Like when it first was announced, I'm like, oh, this could be interesting. And then since it got pushed back in like this era.
This is cheap ass Disney and broke boy Sony. Sony doesn't have a streaming service and Disney's being cheap. Disney cannot just they have to make all their money, or they feel like, I don't get this. You have Disney Plus. Warner Brothers is about to kill. Well, we're going to find out if Warner Brothers kills. This is either going to be big or not big. And Wonder Woman shows it worked. So Disney is being greedy. That's all this is greed. And Sony's just broke boys. They don't have a streaming service to use it with. They could sell it to Amazon, but like, I don't know if Amazon wants to buy some of these shitty ass films. Did you hear how much they're asking for James Bond? Bro,
I saw that Top Gun Maverick was over here like turning people down left and right, and I'm like, oh my god, dude.
Broke boy Sony, bro. Broke boy Sony.
Now, Top Gun is Paramount. Broke boy Paramount.
Oh, broke boy Paramount
service.
That is so crazy. Like, I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, so they're asking for $1 million to oh no, wait. They're asking for $600 million from Apple TV and Netflix. 600 mil for James Bond? Crazy.
But yeah, so the last bit is more movies are about to move, and Marvel is considering moving Widow or putting it on Disney Plus. Put it on Disney Plus if they know it's good for them.
Yeah, like,
you got to. It's $28.99. I feel like you're gonna get your money for it.
Exactly.
Like, I know for 100% fact I'm about to pay $28.99 for that Raya and the Last Dragon. Like, I was damn near. I would, I'd pay $30 for Black Widow. I mean,
I'm saying is, and they're being greedy. Like, do what HBO Max is doing. You'll get more people buying your streaming service and then put it on theater same day for the South and for people who can go to movies. Like, why do you have to do it like with $28? And plus, LA is opening like in a couple days. So, like, bro, put that shit in theaters and put it out on Disney Plus and make a shit ton of money. Marvel. Like, I just hate this shit. I hate this shit. But
the one thing though, and we'll talk about it later with WandaVision, is like, do you feel like Marvel's got is getting beat on a little? Because I feel like they are.
Rightfully so, but we'll get to it. But next up, that's all we got for news today. Next up is our segment where we recommend a movie or TV show that's coming out this week for you to check out. It is called Movie on the Rise. Schubert, what you got for us this week?
So I love Friday Night Tykes, and there's a new show that's going to be on Netflix, a new documentary show about youth football called We Are the Brooklyn Saints.
Oh,
It follows a young Pop Warner team in Brooklyn, and I'm interested in checking that out.
Oh, okay. I'm going to definitely watch that.
And the other movie that I found, I don't know if it's going to be good or anything, but when I was watching the trailer, I was like, this is the Goonies, but in Hawaii. It's called Finding Ohana, and literally the plot is the same as the Goonies, where their house is about to be like foreclosed on or whatever. Like, they're going to take out their neighborhood and build a golf course or some junk, and they got to find some hidden pirate's treasure in order to get the money to save their land.
Real. That sounds pretty interesting. I think I saw the trailer for that as well. I'm gonna watch that, man.
It's the Goonies.
Yeah, it definitely was, and it had like a little sci-fi element to it. I dug it. You're absolutely right. All right.
Yeah, so I think it'd be a cool watch.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna check that out. Well, for me, you know what I got this Friday: Denzel, Jared Leto, Rami Malek, The Little Things, out on HBO Max. I will be watching. I might go to theaters to watch this because it'll be out in both.
It's in theaters?
I think so. I think it's gonna be on both. I don't think it's exclusively.
I don't think so. I think it's exclusively HBO Max.
Hold on. Let me go to Fandango real quick and check Friday. Haven't been, bro. I miss going on Fandango. Talk
I'm
about
glad
just
I never
like,
got an account.
I know, right? Like we were close to. We were about to be like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's
Well,
do
we were
it.
close to getting Movie Pass too,
Yep,
and
because
that would have been a mistake.
yeah, she was the Little Things gonna be in theaters on Friday.
There you go.
Look what's in theaters right now. The Little Things, Old Friend, The Marksman, which is the Liam Neeson movie, News of the World, One Night in Miami, Pinocchio, Wonder Woman 1984, Fatale, Groods the New Age, Remember the Titans, and No Man's Land, which is,
Dope.
I don't know, is Tenet still in theaters? Crazy. They're still showing Tenet in Lafayette. Nuts. But yeah, I might go watch The Little Things in theaters. Maybe. Just depends. My girlfriend might not want me to, so I just watch it at home. But I'm watching that on Friday. I'm so excited. 7 Zodiac vibes. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yeah, I'm super pumped about that too. I definitely have already told my girlfriend. I'm like, I've several times I've been like, yeah, so there's that Denzel movie coming out this weekend. I really want to watch it. Like I've probably said it in conversation like 3 different times.
I did the same thing, and even my girlfriend's friend was hanging out the other day, and I was like, she was talking about movies and TV. I was like, I'm so excited for this Friday. She was like, what's this Friday? I was like, the new Denzel movie. I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. And I just kept saying that, and my girlfriend just looked at me. I was like, we're watching it Friday. You better just get it or have it on your mind. If you don't want to watch it, go upstairs. I'm gonna be down here, big screen, popcorn popped, ice cold Coca-Cola, sitting in the recliner, watching my Denzel movie with the sound loud as fuck. Loud as fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Surround, baby. I gotta be in it. You know how long I've been waiting for a Denzel movie like this? Like, Schubert, you know this is my bag. This is Prisoners. This is Nightcrawler. This is everything I love about movies. So I'm so excited for this. We're reviewing this next week.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. So
yeah, 100% ready to watch it.
But speaking of reviewing,
let's get into the stuff we have seen.
Yeah. So what are we starting with? One Night in Miami?
Yeah, we'll start with One Night in Miami. I've loved it, man. I thought it was a really good movie.
I loved it too. I thought, who did you think was the best? Because I got to give props to Muhammad Ali.
That's what I was going to say.
What that guy did, he became, even though a guy like Will Smith played Muhammad Ali, to me, this guy is the best version of Muhammad Ali we have seen.
Yeah, Eli Gorey.
Shout out to him, man. Great performance. Great performance. But on the flip, I liked Malcolm X, but it really sucks when you're following up Denzel. Dude did a good job, but like I just kept thinking, this isn't Denzel.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I thought that the Malcolm X guy was all right. You know, I really loved Leslie Odom Jr.
Malcolm X was the weakest one to me.
I feel like Aldous Hodge, his performance wasn't weak, but Jim Brown just was like not so necessary in the whole night.
He just didn't have a lot to do.
Yeah.
But Aldous Hodge made me excited to see him as Hawkman. I'll say that.
Sure. But Leslie Odom for being the Hamilton guy, and when he comes on screen, people are like, "Oh, that's the Hamilton guy," and I don't know him for that. But I know him for this. That's for sure. Like
same.
When I see him in the future, I'm be like, "That was the dude who played Sam Cooke on One Night in Miami."
Yep, I thought he was second best, and honestly, in terms of like overall, he might have been better than Eli Gorey just a little bit, but. Like what Leslie Odom did as Sam Cooke was amazing. I loved his little back and forth with Malcolm X, like them arguing and whatnot. Loved how he was like, we ain't got no women in here. What's wrong with y'all? Like we got the prize fighting champion of the world. We got the best NFL player ever, and we can't have no women because of this guy. Who is this guy? Talking about Malcolm X, bro. Malcolm X was old party pooper. Dude was like, I got vanilla ice cream and we could get chips. Sam Cooke was like, what a liquor, man. You clowning.
Yeah, he was like, Cash, like, what are you doing, bro?
Exactly. But one of the scenes that was so powerful for Aldous Hodge was when he was talking to that white dude at the house, and then when they were like, oh, you can't come in here. We don't let any, in here. crazy scene. That was a great scene. I thought Sam Cooke, Leslie Odom Jr. when he was singing in the Copacabana, and you see all the white people getting up, it just showed like the time. He acted that brilliantly.
No, I thought all the Sam Cooke stuff was super interesting because I didn't know much about Sam Cooke because he dies.
There's a
in the 60s,
and there's a foreshadowing moment when he was like, "I love my fast cars," because he dies in a wreck.
No, he got murdered.
I thought he died in a car accident, or he might have gotten in a car accident. Hold on, Sam Cooke. Oh yeah, he was killed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, crazy. Oh well, he does get in a car accident, Schubert. He definitely does.
And yeah, that's how he dies.
Yeah, we thought he was gonna die in that, but yeah, the car accident made me think of them saying he loves fast cars made me think of the car accident. But if you love Sam Cooke, what Leslie Odom did, there's a great documentary on Netflix called Remastered: The Two Killings of Sam Cooke. And I love that documentary. It's great. It gives you insight into music at the time and the post-civil rights era coming off of the second Black Renaissance. Really, really great documentary.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I want to check that out. Also interested in the Sam Cooke stuff, and when Malcolm X was challenging him with like the Bob Dylan stuff.
Yeah,
I was like, that's really truth. Like they were talking about like Bob Dylan, some white guy from Minnesota, was like speaking lyrics that like really spoke to them.
Mm-hmm.
And like he wasn't afraid to do that. And Sam Cooke was, and the point he was making to like Sam Cooke is like, you need to be able to like
use
do
your
that.
Power. Yeah.
Use your power. Yeah. Use your platform. It was stuff that we talk about today.
Yep. 100%. And
I thought the conversation and it was just so interesting. Like everything.
The crazy thing is, after that conversation, he does start using his platform.
Yeah.
So that's insane. And you're right. Jim Brown just didn't have much to do. And it's crazy seeing Jim Brown in this film and seeing some of Jim Brown's choices now as an old man in 2020. Doesn't make sense to me. Like how Jim Brown can go from this guy fighting for rights to being kind of against things of like Kaepernick and against some of the things younger Jim Brown I felt would have agreed with.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
And I know people could argue it's about how Kaepernick protested and things, but like Jim Brown was against the message.
I think we're over that.
Yeah, we are 100%. But I'm just saying it's interesting watching this movie and seeing the parallels between Jim Brown. Loved, like we said, loved the Muhammad Ali stuff, and shout out to Regina King. First film directed, she killed it.
Yeah, she did justice to the stage play. You could totally feel that throughout the entire movie because I mean it does pretty much a one setting.
Yeah, one room deal. It's just a bunch of conversations.
Yeah, and I mean you could just for it to be just a bunch of conversations and kind of hold your attention throughout the whole deal. Like I feel like that's what makes it a really good movie. Just really great acting performances.
I agree. And that's all I really got to say on it. Like it was just great. And I think everybody should watch it. It's already front run best film of 2021. It's going to take a good film to take it down.
I guess we got to rate it.
Oh yeah. 1 through 10.
I give it like a nice 7.
1 through 10. I was thinking I was giving it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8.
All right. Well, I'll split the difference and do it 7.5.
All right. Yeah. I'm giving it a solid just because the performances were great. Nothing too crazy.
I'm just trying not to get too crazy because like it's January.
I feels we could revisit it though later in the year and see if we change it to because I didn't want to give it a 9 off bat, but like it could be a 9.
It is one of those movies that I feel like in the Bros Who Binge Awards and looking back on the year and I'm like, oh, One Night in Miami, that movie was pretty sick.
Yeah, no, 100%. And the only thing going against it, like you said, it's a one setting thing. It's just a bunch of conversations. There's probably gonna be movies with a little more meat to it, but like again, Judas and the Black Messiah, like that's probably gonna be a 10 out of 10. And even Malcolm Marie was gonna be a one setting type deal, might get a little bit more. But for this, it was great. But I'm glad we agreed that Malcolm X was the weakest one because just didn't really. I don't know.
And then Muhammad Ali was the strongest one.
Facts. 1,000. Like I said, it just shows the difference between both guys have a shitty situation. The Muhammad Ali guy has to go after Will Smith, and this guy has to go after Denzel. And it just shows which one rose to the occasion.
If there was a pitch a question where it was like, take a character from a movie and create like a TV series built around them, I want the Muhammad Ali
TV
series
with Eli Gorey.
Yeah,
100%. I agree with you. But let's get to WandaVision. Each week it's a hassle. Each week it's a
This week was better.
It was, but like, bro, they're slow. It's taken too long to unfold this mystery, and I'm pretty sure everybody on Twitter has already figured it out. The villain is Mephisto, and Mephisto is what's her name's husband. The witch Agnes, because she's always scared to talk about anything that's going on.
Ralph,
the scene, Ralph's Mephisto. The scene where she was with the black guy and they were trying to tell like, oh, y'all can't talk about this, and she was so frightened because she knows Mephisto is her husband. It would fuck her up. Also, Sword's trying to get in to stop the manipulation. Wouldn't be surprised if Doctor Strange is in at the end.
No, I mean, I think that's expected. That's kind of what we've been told leading into this, that this is supposed to be the lead in to Doctor Strange.
I feel like he's going to help her get out at the end of this like final episode.
Probably.
And they're going to go chase Mephisto.
Yeah, I mean, so this week we got in the 70s, so it was Brady Bunch style stuff. Next week we'll get in the 80s. So, Wonder Years. I can't think of other 80s sitcoms, but I do like how every
Cosby Show
episode. Cosby Show was 70s too, though, huh?
70s, 80s, and 90s, really.
Yeah. But yeah, I like how it does a good job of like portraying the decades. I'm always really interested to see like the influences they take from the decades. My issue with this week's episode was that Wanda at a lot of times sounded like Ariana Grande's character in Victorious.
I hate her voice, bro. They took away her whole accent, like in the way that they're trying to explain the accent, besides the fact that Elizabeth Olsen just wasn't good at it and didn't want to do it anymore, was that Black Widow was training her how to be a spy and taught her how to lose her whole accent. Like, just be honest and say Elizabeth Olsen didn't want to do it no more.
Yeah, I don't know. It's whatever. Like,
but I did like the Pietro stuff in this.
Yeah, I did like that. I mean, you at the end with Geraldine and
I like everything that's Marvel. The sitcom shit is just, it's whatever. Like every time there's a Marvel scene,
it's supposed to be whatever. Like that's the thing. Like it's bad, but it's supposed to be bad because it's not real.
Yeah, true.
And like that's the whole point of it, is that it's not real. It's like the scene. I think my favorite scene of the episode was when Vision was like, Wanda, like we're not supposed to be here. Like this is wrong.
Flips. Yeah, and it flips. Yeah. Yep.
Because
okay, my question for you then is because I had to Google this today, is Vision an Endgame? Is Vision a product of Mephisto making Wanda's kids part like a spawn of Mephisto, which sometimes happens in the comics? Or is Vision alive is basically what I'm asking.
No.
I don't think he is.
No, I think it's definitely a Mephisto thing.
Yep.
My only pushback on it is that Vision being coherent to the situation in times like this makes me think that maybe there's like a remnant of the Mind Stone that's like a part of this.
Yeah.
Like, something like that.
Because the Mind Stone is still existing.
Because like if Vision was a product of Mephisto, then he wouldn't be portraying Mephisto. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be. So there's got to be something of Vision still around.
Yeah, true. Okay, Vision might be he might be Vision, but because he's like a robot and like part of the Mind Stone, Mephisto can control him more so than Wanda. I don't know. That's because see, I was coming in today and saying Vision's dead. He's not. He's with Mephisto. But you're right. The fact that Vision was trying to help Wanda get out of it makes it not because like we can tell Agnes is a property of Mephisto and like but like Vision is not acting like Agnes and Dottie, which is weird. You're right. That's
so there's something in Vision that's still there, but for the most part, I do feel like
he's not alive.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting.
Like it could be something to do with like the magic simulation that they're in, like
Yeah. And this is just
or that
Wanda's
sword is doing something within their like infiltration.
like trying to pump in like or it could be like Wanda has like like Wanda's conscience of vision is being portrayed outward, like her magic is subconsciously fighting Mephisto in the form of vision, but it's just not working.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like I could see that being a case. Also, I saw this on Twitter, which I love. The way that Geraldine got in was with that helicopter that they shrunk with PIM particles, and she flew under the radar and got in using PIM particles because we're dealing with Randall Park from Ant-Man.
That's a good one.
Yep. I thought that was a great little pull.
That's funny. Did you notice in the commercial Hydra soak?
Yes, I did. I noticed every time it's actual real Marvel shit or Hydra commercials, I'm all the way in, and I want to see if Monica Rambeau or Photon survives because she's a hero in her own right. Like I got to see what's happening with her.
Fair. Yeah, yep. You can definitely tell that what's going on the outside of like the WandaVision, sitcom bullshit
is every time
like,
it goes
coming out.
It's Marvel. Every time it feels Marvel-y.
So like we're real close.
How many more episodes we got?
Well, there's 9 episodes, so
okay. So
we're only on 4.
I feel like at 5, that's when they do the switch.
I feel like it's gonna start in 4.
Yeah, it's gonna start 4 and 5, and then like 5 is gonna be the switch, and then 6, 7, 8, and 9 are them trying to break Wanda out. Yeah. How soon do you think Doctor Strange comes in? Because now I think he might be.
Like it's gonna be the last episode.
You think just the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much money.
You're right. But it could be part of his contract. I'm gonna say at the earliest.
I feel like
it's 8.
I feel like 8. He could be introduced maybe like
off screen, like with
maybe
Randall
in an
Park.
Off screen sort of way.
Yeah, like flying into the thing. Like, has she broken out yet? And he's like, all right, time for me to go. Yeah. So at earliest, I think it's at 8. But if I had to bet my house mortgage, I'm betting it on 9.
Yeah, for sure.
But if he comes any earlier than that, my mind's going to be blown. Because that means he's in it for the rest. But it makes sense because him and Wanda are going on the adventure together in the Madness multiverse Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah. No, I all the stuff that early on that I saw about Magneto, I was just really hoping that was going to be it. And
no, there's no. They bro, it's already
because she's supposed to be Magneto's daughter, and I'm here for it.
My thing is this: it's already shown that they cannot do that storyline.
I know.
And plus, you can't have Jewish Magneto because we're in 2021, and there's no way a Jewish person, survivor of Nazi and what went on with Hydra, is alive being some mutant. There's no way. They're gonna have to make it to where Magneto's from the civil rights. He's Marvel's Malcolm X. They're gonna have to make it that way.
It's the only way with the timeline. Yeah,
there's the only way the timeline will work. Or use some other like catastrophe like that.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah, he could be Middle Eastern. You're absolutely right. He could be. Is there any like Latino thing that went on at that time?
Cuba.
He's either gonna be black or Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
And if I had to bet my money on it, he's gonna be black because they're gonna take the Stan Lee inspirations literally of how Professor X was Martin Luther King and Magneto was Malcolm X, because that's the original comic inspirations. So I could see that 1000% happening in the MCU because Kevin Feige has talked about constantly being different. Yeah, so I mean that's the only way I can see Magneto coming in. But other than that, that's all I got on WandaVision this week, really.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week, but it's slow and steady with that show.
Yeah, exactly. Just slow build up. Hopefully it pays off.
Did you ever watch any Blown Away?
No, I didn't get a chance to. I was watching what reality? I was watching Jersey Shore.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was rewatching The Shore.
No, I watched the first couple episodes of it. It's still good, man. It's good. Okay. One of the dudes that was really good last year, his mentor's on this year.
Oh,
And everyone's like, oh, that sucks because like that dude's like one of the greatest. And he's like, he's got his mentality. He's like, oh, well, I mean, I'm going to win every challenge. So
I'm watching it then. As soon as we get off of this, I'm going to watch it before I go to sleep.
it's good before you go to sleep show.
Yeah, I'm definitely checking that out.
But that's it for everything this week. Lyndon, let everyone know what's going on with the network.
Alrighty, there's a new anime talk out that's fire. New Bros Who Think podcast out. We'll be streaming tonight, late nights with Lynn. We'll be, by the time you guys hear this, we'll be streaming. We're gonna be test running some things for Pitch It, but I'm still gonna do a stream. Sunday, we're doing a One Piece review stream. Myself and Christian Hollinger, and then next week's Pitch It week, man. February 4th, Thursday. Be in the building. Twitch.tv/Bros Who Think. You know the matches, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. I know if you are a YouTube viewer, you may not necessarily know, but trust me, twitch.tv/Bros Who Think. Please be in the building. It's going to be so much better than if you watched it on VOD on YouTube. I'm just being honest because we're allowed to do more things. Next Thursday, February 4th, opening day of Pitch It. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it as well. It's going to be a really fun event. I hope everyone can tune in. Also, we had our Run It Back with the Godfather.
That's going to be out Friday.
That comes out this week, so be sure that you check that out. We had a fun time having this conversation twice. So, it's a pretty fun conversation for one of the greatest movies of all time.
And I'm excited to pick the next one, which is a highly debated topic in our group chat.
Yes. I'm very highly debated. Might have to go back to the fan vote.
Gosh, pick what I want.
All right. Well, that wraps everything up for Bros Who Binge this week. Keep up with everything going on the network and make sure you get geared up for Pitch It next week. So for Lyndon Burton, my name is Adam Schubert. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at aschubert14. And I hope everyone out there has a great week. And as always, keep binging.